Prince Arthas Menethil marching on Quel'Thalas to face its defenders, where he will then kill Sylvanas, he'll kill Anastarion, and raise them into undeath. And when the kingdom of Quel'Thalas fell, there were still these elves that were connected to the Sunwell before it had been blown up, and are known as the Darkfallen. And these Darkfallen will end up splitting into two major groups, really. One are the ones we know as the Dark Rangers, and the other ones that we would come to know as the Sand Lane. Eventually, you do have Kael'thas leading his people to follow Illidan and learn about the Fel on Outland. And you do have the event where Kael'thas will join up with Illidan and go to try destroying the Frozen Throne. And they lose pretty hard, too. Arthas, and with that being the case, a bunch of these, they would be Blood Elves technically at this time. So that is, I think, where a lot of confusion does come from. Because the only people who should really be able to call themselves Darkfallen are the ones that went down before the Sunwell went down. But for some reason, Blizzard did end up giving the title of Darkfallen to a bunch of these people that would die at the Frozen Throne. And when the Blood Elves were forced to retreat, and Illidan was forced to retreat back to Outland and stuff like that, there were a bunch of these that were left in Northrend. Eventually, Arthas just goes around basically one by one, challenging and killing all of them, and raising them into a new generation of what the story will call Darkfallen. But the most important ones of these are these ones that get raised up to basically be the brass, the leading generals, kind of lieutenants of this portion of the Scourge, the Sand Lane. And mainly, there is the current wielder of that blade, Quel'Thalas, who does eventually get tracked down by Arthas and killed, Lana'thel. She's no match for Frostmourne. She gets struck down, and eventually he's just like, you know what? I think you'll make a really good queen for this part of the brass. So she is raised to be the queen of the Sand Lane. The Blood Elves had to find another way to consume magic, so they ended up resorting to Fel. And the Sand Lane do something very similar, except they draw their power from blood and life in that regard. So they are very vampiric in appearance and nature. Still not necessarily vampires 100% through, but that is where they draw their power from to feed their hunger.